Hydration and electrolytes. This week, our performance nutrition protocol is going to be focused on having us hydrate and replenish our electrolytes correctly. Now, as runners, most of us know that we need to hydrate from when we run. We also know that electrolytes are involved somehow, but if we're honest, we don't know exactly what to do. And very rarely do I meet a runner who has a very specific hydration and electrolyte replenishment strategy. And what we're going to do today is make sure that we can develop that strategy. Now, proper hydration and electrolyte replenishment only really becomes important when we're working out in very hot conditions or we're working out for a very long time. However, this week we're going to focus on how to properly hydrate and replenish electrolytes on all of our workouts so we can learn how to do it. That means that when we do those hotter workouts or those longer workouts in the heat, or when we do races in those conditions, we've got it dialed in. Now, why is this important for runners? Well, we know that when we run, we lose fluid through our sweat. And we also know that we lose electrolytes in that same sweat. And the most important one that we need to focus on is sodium. Sweat rates can vary wildly. So you have some runners that when they run for an hour will sweat very little. And other runners running for an hour in the same conditions will sweat a lot. Now, these two runners can't have the same hydration strategy because one of them is losing tons of fluid and one of them's hardly losing any. But these are the extremes. We know with runners, it's a bell curve when it comes to sweat rates, with the average runner sweating about 1 liter per hour, which is about 32 to 34 ounces. Or think one large water bottle. That's how much the average runner sweats per hour. Now, if we don't replenish some of that fluid loss, dehydration will set in, which will hamper our performance, and recovery will be hindered as well. Now, electrolytes are also important because we know that fluid that's coming out of us is not just water. It tastes salty. That's the sodium. And the sodium is the most important of the electrolytes. Now, there are others, but we want to keep this nice and simple. If we replenish the sodium that we're losing, the other electrolytes will kind of take care of themselves and aren't so difficult. So that brings us to how are we going to do this? How are we going to develop our own personalized, specific, and science-backed fluid and electrolyte strategy? And we have to take it in two parts. We have the fluid and we have the electrolytes. So the fluid is the water. The electrolytes really were focused on sodium. Now, a practical rule for runners in terms of fluid is that we need to replenish about half of what we lose. So if the average runner is sweating out about 1 liter per hour or one large bottle of fluid, we want to drink to replenish about half of that. So one small water bottle or half a liter per hour when we're running. So we sweat one large bottle out, we're going to replenish half of that. So a small water bottle per hour. So the average runner should start with drinking one small water bottle of fluid per hour when they're running. But what about electrolytes? We don't want to drink plain water, especially not when we're running in the heat. That can be quite dangerous under certain circumstances. When we're running longer, right, longer than an hour, or we're running in the heat, or we're working out hard and we're sweating a lot, we want to bring in fluid that contains electrolytes, particularly sodium. Now, the same as sweat rates or fluid losses that vary wildly between runners, unfortunately also, the saltiness of that sweat varies massively between runners. So at the low end, some runners, when you analyze their sweat, have about 200 milligrams of sodium per liter. Don't worry about the numbers, okay? But they have sweat that is not salty at all. And other runners, exercising in the same conditions, will sweat out fluid that has 2,000 milligrams of sodium per liter and is extremely salty. And these runners tend to know that because they can taste it in their sweat. They can also notice on their clothing, they have white marks. So again, these two runners at the extremes can't have the same sodium replenishment strategy. So that's why in the future, we can get more precise with this. But today we want to start with average because we want to start with good and then we can iterate from there. So what's average? Now, the average runner has about 1,000 milligrams per liter of sodium in their sweat. Again, don't worry too much about the numbers for now. but that's how salty the sweat is for the average runner. And we want to start there. So whatever fluid we take in, we want to match that sodium concentration. So if we're sweating out fluid that's roughly 1,000 milligrams per liter, we want to take in fluid that's roughly 1,000 milligrams per liter. Now, to accomplish that, we simply buy electrolyte tablets that have 1,000 milligrams per liter written on them. So a couple of brands that I like to recommend are LMNT. If you're watching the video, you can see that on the screen. And you can see on the front of it, it says 1,000 milligrams. Precision Fuel and Hydration. They make really good hydration product as well. Look for 1,000 milligrams per liter to start with. So again, both of them have 1,000 written on the packet. So Precision Fuel and Hydration and LMNT on their electrolyte sachets or tablets, it says 1,000 milligrams on the label. And this is important because most electrolytes that you can buy, so think Tailwind, Noon, Gatorade, have far less sodium in than we actually need. There's usually somewhere between 240, 400 milligrams per liter. So we need to look for the electrolyte products that have a lot more sodium in them. So look for that 1,000 milligrams per liter. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. How are we going to do it? Again, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to get a nice, solid, simple starting point. This week, our performance nutrition habit is to hydrate all of our runs with our electrolyte fluid. So first, we're going to make our electrolyte fluid. So we're going to grab a small water bottle. Don't worry about the exact size. Just get a small water bottle. I've got one on screen if you can see the video. And label it electrolyte fluid. That's step one. Fill it up with water. Go to the shop or go online and buy some electrolytes that say 1,000 milligrams of sodium on them. LMNT is good. I've got it on the screen right now. Precision Fuel and Hydration is another good one. Anything that says 1,000 milligrams per liter, that's the one you want. We're going to take our 1,000 milligram sachet or our 1,000 milligram tablet and dump our electrolytes into our electrolyte fluid water bowl, shake it and mix it up. And now I have my electrolyte fluid ready. This week on my runs, I'm going to drink one small bottle of my electrolyte fluid per hour. So if I run for half an hour, I drink half of it. If I run for 1 hour, I drink all of it. If I run for 2 hours, I drink 2 of these. Keep it nice and simple. Find a small water bottle, put the 1,000 milligram tablet into it, drink 1 per hour. And we're going to track this on our habit tracker. So if you don't have that already, click the link in the description, download the habit tracker, mark on hydrate every workout with electrolyte fluid. And then Monday through Sunday, each day that you do it, you're going to give it a tick. So if Monday you don't have a workout, just give it a tick. Tuesday you have a run and you do it, give it a tick. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this performance nutrition habit of hydration and electrolyte replenishment isn't really something that we need to do every day. We don't need to have electrolytes in our fluid and have a very precise way of hydrating our workouts for every single workout we do. When it's cold, when it's an easy workout, we don't need to worry that much. We can just drink to thirst, eat food afterwards, and your body will take care of the rest. When it does become important is when we're trying to do a marathon in the heat and it's going to be 4 hours long. But the trouble is that by the time we get to that point, we need to know how to do it, right? So we want to practice and get the idea of how to do this correctly so that when the time comes, we know how to do it properly. So that's why we're going to practice it on all of our runs this week. So if I have 5 runs this week, I'm going to hydrate every single one of them with a small water bottle of my electrolyte fluid per hour. Now, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that this is not super precise, okay? What if it's hotter? What if it's colder? What if it's a harder workout versus an easier one? What if I'm a very salty sweater versus a non-salty sweater? What if I have water bottles that are 750 milliliters or 16 ounces instead of 24, right? We don't want to get too wrapped up in the details just yet. Start with something simple, get this right, and then you can iterate on that. And I'm going to put links in the description to 2 other episodes that I've done on hydration and electrolytes. One is just with me going through this in more detail, and one is with Andy Blow, who's the founder of Precision Fuel and Hydration. So once you've got this habit down, then you can go and watch and listen to those episodes and make your habit more precise. So this week, we're going to get that good starting point. We're going to make our electrolyte fluid by finding a small water bottle. Don't worry about the exact size. Get a small water bottle. The electrolyte sachet or the electrolyte tablet, make sure it says 1,000 milligrams of sodium on it. Dump it in, drink 1 per hour. When you do that, give your habit tracker a tick. Let's get to work, download your habit tracker, and let's dial in our hydration and electrolyte protocol.